Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading. If you resonate with the title and the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time, in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, meaning that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Please do take what works for you and leave the rest. I already shuffled the cards before this, just giving them a quick shuffle again, and we'll cut them. And we'll begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is talking about having put quite a bit of work into something. The cups represent the energy of love, quite often romantic love, but this could also be, this could be a relationship that you are walking away from, that you've possibly put 8 years into, or 8 months into, depending, 8 weeks, 8 days. No, generally it could be longer than that. It's something that you've put a lot of work into, and this could be about also, instead of being about romantic love, it could be about someone else that you love of your family, like that kind of energy, and friends, family, co-workers, etc. And this is talking about just being fed up. I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm not doing this anymore. And we have the moon, the full moon, and the new moon in the background. So those represent knowing when it's time to release what no longer serves you and then start with something new. And so that's the underlying energy from this. And then we're going to begin here. Okay, so walking away from something that you've put this much work into, this is a lot of work, a lot of time, energy, that kind of, work is representing all of your time and energy. And it's going to take strength for you to be able to move forward and face your fears. And so this young woman is reaching into this adult male lion's mouth, and this is something that would be very dangerous to do. But when you look, you'll notice that his tail is tucked under submissively, and he's allowing it to happen. And so this is talking about, if you hear that noise in the background, that's my little cat, Stella. Are you here for the reading? Okay, her job is to sit on my lap and purr. Good girl, go do that. I apologize for the interruption. So you came right when the lion was here, though. So this is talking about facing your fears, and once you face them, the infinity symbol is above her head. This represents someone who has infinite potential, and quite often this can represent the fears that you've held since you were a child. Being able to face your shadow side and be able to work on yourself. Let's see what else happens here. Maybe that could represent that's what gave you the courage to walk away, or that you need the courage to walk away. Then we have the star coming in. And so the star represents, you were born to shine. And once you let go of this fear, then, and whatever does no longer serve you, then you'll be able to move forward and, put your special flavor. This person is dipping her foot into the water, and she's putting her energy into the universal water. And then she is taking that and putting it in the other vessel and pouring it onto earth. And so this represents your special quality, your special ingredient in the soup of life, the soup of the universe, to be able to bring your unique qualities and bring that down to earth from the heavens. Those are actually the 7 stars from the Pleiades there, and the sun, the North Star. So this is about following the path that you were destined to lead, so that you can become the star that you were born to be. And then we have, okay, so it looks like you've been in a mental prison of some sort. So this, it represents someone who is feeling trapped wherever they are, like can't find a way out. Quite often, this energy talks about thoughts. The swords represent thoughts and your mind, your mental intelligence. And so it's kind of like you can't logically think of a way out of the situation you're in. And that quite often is because if you ask a logical question, it'll bring up another logical question. And so if you're looking for the answer, you need to go inward. And that represents the blindfold there. It represents like going inward and not being distracted by outside forces, and being able to use your intuition to come to some sort of creative solution and then apply that logically to your situation. It looks like you are getting ready to walk out of this. I mean, there's nothing holding you here except your mind. And this sometimes represents feeling like you're duty bound, that you have responsibilities that you just can't get out of. And this also can represent like her right foot is moving forward. And like I always get the impression from this that at one point this was a much bigger puddle, and now it's drying up and those thoughts are behind you. And now it's about moving forward. And you've got your right foot is on dry land now. And the water that your left foot is in is very shallow. It's kind of like the opposite of this card. And so you need to turn that around, is the energy. You need to be in a position where you're going full into the universal waters and then pouring that onto the earth rather than being stuck here like this in this mental prison. And then we have the Empress energy. Wow. So, this is the Empress is all four queens rolled into one. She is like sitting on her throne. She's the generator. She's the magnet. She attracts energy. And she's just, quite laid back, sitting on her throne. She has wheat growing at her feet. She knows if she plants the seeds, nature will take care of it for her, and she will have a harvest of some sort or another. And she doesn't concern herself too much with the details of that because she relies on her intuition as well as her logic. She's all four queens wrapped into one, as I said. So she is, she has the qualities of the Queen of Swords, where she's able to cut through the bullshit and get to the point and just use her mind, discipline her mind so that she can have the freedom to do and be what she wants to be. She has the beauty and the sexiness of the Queen of Wands, who that energy is about creativity and having a sunny personality and, being an optimist basically, and being able again to use intuition plus logic for creative solutions. And she also has the capacity for a lot of love, unconditional love. And what is the one that we've missed here? Then we have, the fire, the passion, yes. Well, no, we mentioned that with the Queen of Wands. Oh, the Pentacles. Yeah, so she's able to really manifest, but I already mentioned that. She generates, her energy attracts money like a magnet. She doesn't really... Pentacles aren't just about money, though. Pentacles are about, definitely they are the coin, but they also are about your lifestyle, your health, your wealth, your happiness, your overall abundance. And the other thing about this card is sometimes this can indicate a pregnancy, or she's just pregnant with possibilities. So there we have it. Conception. If you're not wanting to get pregnant at this time, I would be very careful using, making sure that you don't have that happen. This is about actions that cause conception. So it's like these have been launched, these arrows have been launched. This is the energy, the fire energy coming in. It's kind of Sagittarius energy. When you think about the centaur with their, half horse, half man, with their bow and arrow, and they shoot into the heavens, and then those arrows, they land, and they land boom, 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 kind of like that, just in perfect order. And it's kind of, you know, like this is the 8 of wands, and this is the 8 of swords. So this is about, okay, if you let go of this, then you'll be able to take action to whatever this is and resolve it. And we have the 8 of cups. Now, the 888 is generally a very strong manifesting number. So this is what I feel is important in this reading, is to recognize what your thoughts are and what are you focused on. Are you focused on what's behind you and feeling trapped in that? Or are you focused in what you could do moving forward? That would be this energy, and then have that manifest, that plant those seeds and have them sail in, get them moving. The universe loves action. Then we have conviction here. And so this card represents, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this action. I know what I know, what I know. And this is what I'm going to do without a doubt. And I'm willing to fight for what for these wands to land. I've put a lot of my energy into this, and I'm ready to have it manifest. This is an interesting card because you'll notice that this person has one foot in a shoe and one foot in a boot. And so this either means they were in a real hurry, and these other wands represent people who are wanting what he's holding close to his heart, or it could represent maybe having one foot in the past and one foot in the present kind of energy. And this conviction beyond a doubt, I had this in one of the readings, and one of the my people in the community asked, is this about like actual conviction as in prison? And I hadn't thought of it that way, but now I recognize that. And this card can definitely mean some sort of imprisonment. And this, so, I mean, we'll keep going here and we'll see. I'm building a little small pyramid here. This is what the tools that you have to work with, or what you're dealing with at this time. And then this is, okay, what is it that you have to overcome to be able to walk away from this, to be free? And maybe the issue is that you need to clear some past energy up. And then, okay, there's been sabotage. This card is quite disturbing for a lot of people. But having said that, this does mean that your actions now have brought you to the end of this cycle. And in many ways, this is a blessing in disguise. This figure has their hand in the form of the Hierophant. It's a blessing. So this sometimes represents, this card it definitely is representing the end of a cycle, and it could be a blessing in disguise. These 10 swords are either your thoughts holding you here in this mental prison, or sabotage that other people did to you that they may be convicted of and go to prison. Well, then you'll be free. And so it looks really like the hard way to do things, but if you have someone putting that kind of energy into sabotaging you, this can represent 10 different people. It can represent 10 times from the same person kind of energy. You know, that's why you're walking away, because, hey, if someone does this to you, or if you're in a situation where this is how you feel, it's time to walk away for sure. And we don't know if the sun is rising or setting here, but soon there will be light, or there will be light again, sort of energy. The light at the end of the tunnel. Then we have the Page of Swords coming in. So this is your tools, or what you're dealing with at this time. This is the energy, the courage, or the obstacles to overcome it. And then this is the energy coming in to have, you have the courage here. Now, what do you need to do? So this is, the Page of Swords represents form of communication coming in. And in the old days, the Page of Swords would work for the king and the queen in the court. They would be about 7 to 14 years of age, and they would deliver messages throughout the court. And then if they were really, accomplished at that, they could afford a horse by the time they were 21, then they would be able to work as be put up for knighthood. And so this represents information being delivered in some way or form. Now, sometimes that could be a thought. The energy here, I feel, is talking about possibly if it's about, some sort of justice that needs to be brought down to earth, in the legal system, that because of this prison card, conviction card, lawyers, that kind of energy. And so this represents, in the old days, of course, it would be a note or whatever handed or just spoken. But it could be in person, but this can represent the words on paper, so documents. It could be a subpoena if it's got to do with that. It could be an email, a text, something you see on the news, a social media post, a phone call, that kind of energy. And of all the pages in the deck, there's 4 of them. He's the only one that's not focused on his elements. So quite often this represents someone who isn't thinking about it anymore. They've already there's some sort of information coming in regarding a situation that, the thought has been put into it and now it's being delivered. And so this could be actually from your own mind. And this is talking about being able to look away from it, as I was saying. We asked the question, now we have an answer. Now let's intuitively decide, what are we going to do with this? And then apply that logically. And so this is the energy. And quite often this person, this always reminds me of golf. And golfing is a very mental sport. And so this is talking about not, understanding that words can be used as weapons. And so that could be part of what happened here, is there was a lot of people putting their thoughts down or speaking them. And this sometimes can represent the kind of energy where it's a group of people going after someone to sabotage them. And so this is talking about being able to intuitively and logically deal with thinking outside the box, being able to look away from the situation and find answers that you wouldn't have thought of, but that come to you intuitively. And also, golfing is a very mental sport, and you're not competing against others. What you're competing against is the last best version of yourself. What was your score in the last golf, the last time you golfed on this course? And you want to improve upon that, regardless of how the others do. And then this is the Magician. So this is talking about when the Fool goes on their journey at the 0 point, the very first card they come across is the Magician, the number 1 card. And this is talking about, again, bringing from heaven down to earth. And the Magician has all the tools he needs on his bench here. There's an infinity symbol above his head, just like here. So I feel, and you notice the sky is the same color here. I feel this is going back to this energy here, where you really did some shadow work on yourself and you did some healing of your inner child. And now your intuition is giving you the answer to resolve this, or the heavens are going to make sure that if this is someone that is harassing you or something like that still, if it's that kind of energy where you feel trapped in a situation and you don't feel like you have any way out, that if this person is in court with you or whatever, I feel you're going to win. This energy is as above, so below. And the Magician is also wearing an Ouroboros around his waist. That's a snake that is latched onto its tail, and it represents getting caught in a loop, and that you need to shed, like as we were saying here, shed what no longer works for you and move forward with the new. So this is good. It's showing that you have, oh, and then look at justice comes in. Yeah, I feel this definitely could be about some sort of injustice that has happened to you. And that this card represents the extremes, and she's sitting in between these two extremes. And you notice this toe that's sticking out here on her right foot? It's the same as this energy here. So once you have justice, then you'll be able to really move forward. I feel like you might actually be afraid of some people and the actions that they've taken. And you know, if this is the other thing that's coming up. If someone wants to really get to you and you're in this Empress energy and you're like you're just not concerned about it because you know you have protection, you know, from the spiritual side, and that you understand that eventually there's always justice. It's the way the universe works. They could go after your children, and that could be what you're more worried about. Like that's, you know, that's a tactic that people use. And so it's kind of caught between these two extremes. And the veil, because the reason I feel this might be an issue is because you see the yellow sky poking out here too. And this represents the veil that's between the spiritual world and the physical. So this represents ancestors and descendants, justice for both. It's that kind of energy. And you see that she has in her right hand this sword, the sword of justice. And I feel like that's what this message here with the sword is. That's the communication. That maybe this has been in court, and now what's happened is there's been a judgment made, and you're going to experience some justice here and freedom. There's not any pentacles showing up here, so I feel like this is some sort of justice regarding actions other people took against you, like that you really, you know, they wanted you in this position. This is not pleasant energy, you know, just being left there like that. So let's see. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and a comment. It really does help me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify this now with my oracle cards. My oracle is Tales from the Vector, Tails from the Vector, and I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. Oh, this is the card that wants to come out. So my cards are jumpy today. So I started this in 2007. In 2020, I'm an artist. I completed all the paintings. There's some really big dragons with crystals, and they're flying in from the future. Some of them are flying in from the Pleiades. And it's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm getting ready to bring it out into physical form, but I'm working with the energy of the cards now. With all of you, so that I can gather the information up that I need to be able to, for the book that goes with it. So in the description box below, I will list the cards. The numbers here represent the paintings in the order that they are in my gallery, talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. And I have, this is what wanted to be seen, attachment. So attachment is a karmic space that anyone can fall into. And attachment, the reason, it's the mother of all other karmic spaces. It's like when someone else wants what belongs to you, and they're willing to take it. You know, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. And sometimes it involves spinning some elaborate, you know, stories, a web of deceit, to be able to have that. The reason why attachment is the mother of all karmic spaces is once we become attached to something, it's way easier to abuse power and go through the list of the other karmic spaces that are there. And justice is talking also about redemption from karma. So I feel like this is coming through for you. We have the Gemini energy. And so Gemini energy, Gemini is the third house in the zodiac, and Gemini energy is kind of, if you think the first house is Aries, and then we have Taurus, and then we have Gemini. And it's about two twins kind of looking in opposite directions. So it is about creative solutions versus logic. So that's what is saying this Gemini energy is what will really empower you to resolve this issue. And it's about communication coming in, and we see that here. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is all about communication. When I have zodiac signs show up in a collective reading like this, I just want you to be aware that my intention isn't to name people out. Oh, it's Gemini did this or did that. It's more for me about, okay, what is the state of being of Gemini? Like what can we learn from Gemini about using creative solutions and logic, and also the stage of life to kind of give you an idea of, this is talking, I feel, about clearing up some energy that happened to you. If this is a battle in your own mind, that you're looking for justice more like from, your like freedom from your mind. It's talking about having to discipline your mind so that you can have that freedom. And I feel like this could represent that something happened to you probably before you were in kindergarten, and so you probably don't remember what happened to you, which is very common for all of us. And your subconscious mind is holding that memory, and it's affecting you in ways that you don't realize. And then we have the High Priestess, again, confirming, yes, your intuition, trust it. Your intuition will bring you a lot of joy, because I feel like you have the answers within you. You just need to bring them out. And then we have the energy of disruption. So this is a tactic that quite often people use. I was just going to, because the cat interrupted me. She wants me to feed her. So the energy is, there might be a Gemini, a person that you know, and you think, oh, that represents them. So that could very well be for you. I just want you to understand that that's not my intention. My intention is more the overall energy of the sign in these readings. So the disruption, what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. So this is about, clearly, if people put this much energy into something, some people really love to bully other people. It makes them feel good about themselves, makes them feel like they're better than someone that, they can do this to them and take their frustrations out. Okay, you need to stop, Stella. You need to stop, and I will get you fed in a minute. And then we have the Chariot. And so this is representing these wands coming in. The Chariot means that it's already happening. And this is talking about getting back on your destined star quality plan, like where you're supposed to be, what you were born to be and do. And it's already in action. The Chariot in my oracle is actually a big ball of the yin-yang symbol just spinning. And it represents having that perfect balance between masculine and feminine energy. Like this represented like on both sides of the pillars. Intuitive, is more feminine. Masculine energy is taking the action. When you put the two together, then you're going to resolve a problem much quicker. And then we have dissension. So dissension is another tactic that can be used. It's about with friends like this, who needs enemies? So you may have been swimming with sharks. This can represent being taken by surprise, but by people that you thought were your friends, and you found out they were more like your frenemies. And so this dissension is like it's divide and conquer. So if one person can gossip about you enough or take actions against you enough to have a second person say, oh, I see what you mean. And then before you know it, there's 10 of them doing it. And, a lot of times they find it just, that's what they do for fun. They're bored people. People don't talk about people who are boring. And then we have this energy of jealousy. Yeah. And this is saying for you, this is a karmic space. These people, I feel like you have this Empress energy, and when this healing is over with, you are going to be able to be in your true energy, and all sorts of wonderful things are going to happen for you. And this is about, let them be jealous. It's like sibling rivalry. And if you don't have siblings, and it's not about your siblings, we are all siblings really on the planet. We're all sisters and brothers. And so this is, I'd rather be better than bitter, making that choice. So in the past, you had something that you had to have the courage to overcome. And it was some sort of sabotage, and it looks like it was from friends or people that you knew. There was a message coming in now about some justice being in the near future here. There is the energy here is talking about being able to move forward from the work that you've done here. And you see like these yellow cards here. This is about the courage to be able to get the justice you need so you can move forward and become the Empress energy. And so this is about taking those actions to become this. And then, and I think it begins with you walking away from something that no longer serves you, something, someone, someone's, that kind of energy. Understanding that when you walk away, you're not starting from scratch. You're releasing that so that you can bring in the new. Wow, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. It's timed perfectly for you. If you resonate with this, please do give it a like and comment, and consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate. I will be back with another one of these readings at some point, whenever it's random shift that comes up, and then I'll do a reading. Bye for now.